Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Steve. You're probably wondering, why is this guy looking so sharp today? Well, it's because I came over to have dinner with my folks, and when I got here I found out that their car needed a jump start. So, we're going to take care of that today. Luckily, it's something that even I can do. So when I got here, my dad was standing in the driveway holding a pair of jumper cables, expecting that we were going to jumpstart the car using those cables. We're not going to do that. That's the old-timey way. I said we're going to use a new technology here, these jumpstart kit batteries that you can get very easy on Amazon, and we're going to go through it that way. It's very easy, very quick, and we'll get this car running again. All right, so here's our device. We have the battery pack and we have our little mini set of cables. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to do this twice. First, we're going to do it on my daughter's Dentmobile here. And I'm going to do it step by step, very slowly. So even if you've never jump started a car before in your life, you'll be able to do it with no problem after you watch this. If you're a little bit more experienced, you've done it before, say with cables, you want to learn how to do it the easy way, well, down below in the description you can skip ahead to the fast version, and we're going to jump start my dad's car, and we're going to get that done in under a minute. So whichever one you want. Let's get started though on the Dentmobile, and here's how we do it. So in most cases your battery is going to be in your engine compartment. We're going to need to get access to that. That's not always the case, so if it isn't there you'll need to check your manual to find out where yours is. But let's get into the engine by releasing the hood latch. That should be found underneath the dashboard to the left typically, and in this case right here we're just going to pull that and you'll hear it click, and that has released the latch. So for most modern cars, even if you pull the latch release from inside the driver's cabin, you're not going to be able to open the hood. There's a secondary latch that is designed to prevent the hood from flying open if you were to inadvertently or accidentally release the hood while you're driving. So to release that, you're going to need to feel underneath. And there should be a secondary latch that you'll, in this case, push up on. And then we'll be able to open the hood all the way. All right, so in this car we're lucky. We have a hydraulic mechanism here that keeps the hood open. Not all cars have that. When we do my dad's car later, you'll see that that requires a metal rod that we have to move into position to prop the hood. So luckily today we don't have to do that. We have our hydraulics, so we can get straight to jump starting the battery. All right, if you check on Amazon, you're going to find there's all kinds of various models for this type of battery pack. The one we're going to use today is the Butcher. Yeah, they're all pretty similar. They have typically places to charge your phone. They often have a light, so like this one here, you can turn on, you have to push and hold. You can get a solid light, a blinking light, a slower blinking light, a red light, and so forth. So that's nice in case you needed to signal in emergency. Typically the same, they all work the same. There's going to be a place to plug in the cables behind a cover. You'll open that up and plug in just like that. This one here is the Halo bolt. Very similar. Power for light. You got your various USB plug-ins. You can see the level of charge. This one's a little bit slightly tricky in that when you do the jump start, you have to push the specific jump start button. If you push the general power button, that turns on the other ports, but for the jump start, you have to specifically push the jump start button. Something to remember. All right, here we are in the engine compartment. We found our battery. We need to identify the positive terminal and the negative terminal. The positive should have a plus sign on it. It usually has a red protective cap like this one does. The negative side will have a dash. On the battery itself there'll be a plus and a negative. It's very inconveniently placed right below where these wires are connected, so you can't really see it that well, but depending on how your car is set up you might be able to. If this battery has a lot of corrosion on it, that could be a part of your issue for the dead battery. You're going to want to clean that off as best as you can. Baking soda works good for that. So we're going to remove this cap to get access to our terminal, and we're going to connect the red side of our battery charger to the red terminal. then the black terminal, or the negative, we're going to connect to a metal part of the car, an unpainted metal part of the car. You don't want to connect it to the other terminal. That is the way I always did it as growing up and whatnot, but that is actually slightly dangerous. There is a chance for a spark, and that could lead to, in very rare cases, a fire. So instead, we're going to connect this to a bare piece of metal on the car, which is right here. All right, so everything's connected. We want to give this unit some power, so we're going to push and hold. We should see that it's fully charged. In this case, we do have 4 blue lights, so we're good to go. Let's go crank the engine and see if we can get it started. Okay, she started right up. Good news. So we're going to leave the car running for a little while so that the battery can recharge. But in the meantime, let's go remove our cables and close up our hood. We're going to remove our cables. First the negative, the black. And then the positive, or the red. Replace our cap. This out of the way. Close our hood and make sure it's down tight. And we are done. Okay, in just a minute, we're going to talk about some reasons why this might not work for you. But first, let's jump my dad's car in under a minute.
Step 1, release the hood latch. Step 2, lift the hood. Step 3, prop the hood if necessary. Step 4, connect the positive, or the red side. Step 5, connect the negative side. Step 6, power on the charger. Step 7, start the engine. Step 8, disconnect the cables and remove the charger from the engine compartment. Step 9, close the hood.
We're all set. All right, so you connected your battery pack and you went to start the car and the car still won't start. What's going on? Well, could be a couple things. Number one, is the battery pack charged in the first place? These things, you need to recharge them periodically. If you've done a lot of jump starting, you'll need to do it even more, but I would say every 3 to 6 months, make sure that thing has a full charge. Take a look at the indicator lights. This one has 4 lights. All 4 are lit, so we are at full power. But over time, that's going to go down. So see how many you have. If you don't have at least 3, then that might be an indicator that the charge isn't sufficient to get your car going. Another reason why you might not get a successful jump is if your battery terminals are corroded. Corrosion is in fact one of the most common causes of batteries going dead prematurely that there are. So keep those things well maintained using a kit like this. This one's from NOCO. Comes with the spray to clean them, a brush that's specifically designed for batteries, and then a spray that you can put on to help prevent corrosion from reoccurring. You can also use baking soda combined with water. Sprinkle a little bit of this on there, add the water, rinse it all off. Be careful though, battery corrosion is acidic and can hurt your hands, so wear some gloves. This particular battery is in pretty good shape, so we didn't have that issue, but if you do have it, make sure you use one of these solutions. Alright, if your battery pack is fully charged, or you've tried jumper cables to no avail, and you've secured all your connections, then unfortunately it may be that your battery itself is dead. If that's the case, your only option is replacement. You'll have to get a new battery and swap it out. One final possibility, although rare, is that your starter is bad. These starters typically go bad over time, and so you might have intermittent problems. There's a solenoid in there that can get stuck in an open or closed position. You might be able to get another start or 2 out of a bad starter by lightly tapping the starter to sort of jar that loose and back into position. So give that a try. Start the engine and you may be off and running. If not, you'll have to have a mechanic look at it. One other issue I'll talk about is what happens if you start the car, it's running, but as soon as you remove the cables or soon thereafter the car dies again. That's usually an indicator that your alternator has gone bad. That means another trip to the mechanic, unfortunately. The alternator's job is to recharge the battery as you're driving and as the car is idling. So if that's bad, that's why it is unable to hold that charge. Okay, so we are done for today. I strongly suggest sending this video link to your kids, the new drivers in the family that haven't encountered this problem before. jump starting a car is kind of old hat for an old timer like me, but working with my daughter, having her do it for the first time was a bit of a trick, so she will appreciate this video, I know. It was really nice because we didn't have to use our jumper cables, we didn't need a second car, and we didn't need a second person. This is an easy one-man job that you can knock out really quickly. Get yourself back on the road. We were lucky today, we didn't have any other mechanical problems, so hopefully that is the case for you as well if you are ever in this situation. Now, if this video was helpful to you or you found it enjoyable, please like and please subscribe. The subscriber really helps us. The link for these devices are down below in the description. If you use those links, that helps out the channel as well. Until next time, this has been Steve for Things That Even I Can Do. Stay safe.